Here I want to explain how to install Ubuntu alongside your Windows system. The idea here is to have the Windows system on the C drive and then installing Ubuntu on the D drive. So we are going to go through the process step by step. So first thing you need to do is to go to your start menu, right click, and then go to disk management, and then this is my D drive and this is my C drive, so I'm not going to touch anything in the C drive, and I'm going to go over to the D drive and then right click and say shrink my volume, and I can put whatever amount I need for my Ubuntu to be installed on. So this amount is okay for me. This is in megabyte. You need to convert to giga to understand how much exactly is it. Let me shrink. Now I have 900. So let's do that. So first step is, after I shrink the volume, we need to download the Ubuntu 2020, the new version of Ubuntu 20.04 LTS. So that's the version I'm gonna use. I'm gonna put the link in the description. You can simply hit download, and then the file should start downloading. And while it's downloading this file, it's good to use the live USB. So here I have a 8 gigabyte USB with me. First thing I need to do is to format that USB and make sure it's FAT32. Let's start. I think Ubuntu takes around like 4 gigabyte, so it's good to have something like higher than the 4 gigabyte. And then after I format, I need to place the ISO, this file of the Ubuntu, in my flash drive. So how do I do that? There is a way to mount it. Let me show you that way. There is this is the application that creates the bootable USB drives. The easy way is called Rufus. I am gonna put this also in the description. You can simply download the latest version, and once my Ubuntu Windows is installed, let's wait for the installation to finish, the download. Once the download is finished, then we start mounting it using the Rufus on the USB drive. So let me pause and I will come back once it's finished. So now the Ubuntu system is downloaded. Now I'm gonna use the Rufus to mount it on the USB drive. So you simply open it and then you install, and then it's gonna ask you to select what device you want to mount it on, which is the USB drive, and then it's asking you where your ISO file is. So I put it in the downloads, downloaded in that folder, so I simply have to select, and you can keep everything as it is. You just make sure this is FAT32 system and everything is ready, and let's start. So says it uses blah blah blah, but application only include system files. As new version of system are not comparable with one another, it would be possible for reviews to include them all. 2 additional files must be downloaded from the internet. Select yes. Yes, download and then use the recommended file. Device will be destroyed. It's okay, it's already formatted. Now it's mounting the Windows on the USB drive. I'm gonna pause it till it finishes. Alright. So now the Ubuntu is mounted successfully on the USB drive. Now we simply need to close and restart the... Alright, let me restart and then come back to you. So after we restarted, you simply have to push the booting button. For me it was F12. In your system maybe it's F2 or the delete button. And now as you can see, I can see the USB flash disk. So I need to boot from my USB flash disk. So let's hit enter. Alright, so it's gonna ask me, do you wanna install the Windows or like some options. I wanna go and try the Ubuntu. So what it's gonna do is it's gonna open the Ubuntu system for me. So now the Ubuntu logged in. Now we have two options. One is trying Ubuntu and one is installing Ubuntu. So let's go with installation. It's gonna ask you for the language. Let me connect to the Wi-Fi. And then let's continue. Now it's gonna ask me if I wanna install update while installing third party. No need for secure boot. And then continue. Now it's asking you, do you want to install Ubuntu alongside Windows, or you want to erase the disk and install Ubuntu? That's going to erase all of your Windows files and Windows system, and it's going to install Ubuntu on it. Or you can go something else. So we're going to choose something else, and we're going to install Ubuntu manually. So this is the C drive, as you can see here. This is my C drive, this is my Windows system, and from here on, this is my D drive. So I have some free space, like 930 gigabyte, as last time I showed you in the shrink space. So actually what I want to do is, let me delete the rest also and install Ubuntu on all of it. Let's see. So first thing, we go to free space, we hit the plus button, and first thing first, you want to make a primary beginning ext4. You want to make a root, and that's gonna be for the Ubuntu system. We are gonna put something like, let's say, 100 gigabyte. Let's see, or maybe 200 gigabyte. We can actually calculate how much the 200 gigabyte becomes. Alright, that's almost like 200 gigabyte. This is for the root system. That's where we are going to install the Ubuntu system. And then in the second free space, we want to make a swap area with like 8 gigabyte or like 16 probably, which is going to be something like this. Let's make a boot file. This is for boot, to install the booting system, and that should be ext2 file system. Alright, let's make it 1000 since we have a lot of space, and that has to be primary. Alright, so after we made the primary file and the swap and then the boot, now we need to create reserved BIOS boot area, and that's gonna be something, let's say, maybe 60,000. It's gonna be like 6 gigabytes, and the rest I'm gonna make it a home, which is gonna be my all of my files. I can save it here like personal files. I can save them in the home, and then say okay. Alright, and then I want to make sure that the device for bootloader should come from the SDA5, which is this one, right? And then let's hit install, and let's see what happens. So now it's going to ask you where your region is. You can choose the country you want to show, and then you can put your computer name. Let's see, computer. Choose a password. Let's make a password. Let's see, login automatically. Continue. And now it's going to install the Ubuntu system on your computer. So after the installation is completed, it asks you to remove the USB drive and then hitting enter. So you just need to remove your live USB and then press enter. That's gonna reboot to your new system, and let's see what happens. As you can see, now the Ubuntu system is installed successfully and everything looks fine. And here is my terminal. So I hope this was helpful for you guys. Alright, have a good day.